Alright guys, bit of a different video today. We're going to be upgrading a early generation 300 HP to the newest version. What this is going to involve is we're going to change out the BMS. We're also going to add a data port and add the Gen 2 B switch onto this battery. Now this battery's been working fine for them, but the customer wanted to get some, want to be able to use stuff like the Victron system, and they didn't really see the need of buying a brand new battery. So in this case, an upgrade makes sense. Now, depending on where you are, it may be feasible to do the upgrade. You can potentially even do it yourself. We don't really quote prices on this. It's on a case-by-case basis, but it is possible. If you're comfortable doing it yourself, we can sell you the parts and you can upgrade it yourself. But in this case, what we do, the customer had the battery sent it to us. We're going to do the upgrade, test it, perform a capacity test, and send it back. So to begin, we're going to take the lid off and see what's inside. Alright, so with the lid removed, we can now see what's going on inside. So you can see the earlier generations we had sort of a phenolic colored fiberglass plate and some of the other stuff. There's also no data port on here, so this BMS can't be used. We also have slightly different terminals on the end, so we'll have to modify those a bit. But all said and done, we should be able to replace this BMS, add the Gen 2 B switch, also add the data port. And we're actually going to use the same lid. We're going to show you the process that we normally do on how to prep this. So first thing we'll do is disconnect the information here so that this will come out and that will come out. And once that is disconnected, we can then proceed with the next step in getting the lid prepared, and then we'll remove the BMS. Alright, so for this tool, we're going to use a hand tool. It may be a little tight. If it is tight, what you can do is take a soldering iron, or I would not use a heat gun, but take a soldering iron, put it on this brass thing, leave it in the hole. That will warm up the brass, cause it to expand, which should make it a little easier for you to remove the bolts. But in our case, it was stout, but it was still removable, so we're going to go ahead and remove it. A little too strong for our impact. We don't want to run the impact on it, so we're going to use our hand tool and remove these two bolts, and that's what let us take the lid off. Also, we removed this. You want to remove this before doing anything like that, because if you don't, you have a chance of shorting out the arcing the battery. So definitely remove this before going forward. Alright, so we were able to remove the old BMS, and this is how it is on the inside. We're also going to take this tray off. We're going to convert their active balancer to where it can be turned on or off. In the original versions, these balancers stayed on. Some people said, oh, that's not a good idea. We've had batteries that are over 4 years old. It's perfectly balanced. But we now offer the ability for you to turn the balancer on or off, or set when you want to turn it on. So since that's part of our new system, we will go ahead and do that. So the next step we'll do is take this tray off, remove this tray, and then begin working on that. We did remove the blue wire, because the new BMS's blue wire is slightly different. So we'll install a new wire on that as well. Okay, so the balancer plate is off. So we'll go ahead and modify this in a minute. But let's actually now begin setting up the lid so we can machine the pockets that we need for the Gen 2 B switch and the data port, and we'll show you that process next. Now this is our mill, and we're going to be using that to mill the lid. We're going to be adding a pocket for the Gen 2 B switch, as well as a pocket for the data adapter. We have the program ready, and we've already homed it and set the endpoint. So we're going to attach our little shoe, and it's going to turn the vacuum on. It's going to be a little noisy, so we're not going to show the whole thing, but we'll show you how the process starts and then also how it basically ends. So then we're going to turn the vacuum on. Okay, vacuum is on, and now we're going to send the program to begin the process. So it just basically goes in, and it will essentially make the entire thing. And this should take about oh, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and see what the status is. All right, so we just finished the milling process. This is sort of how it does. There's a little bit of cleanup that we have to do. Put the holes in, but as you can see, it milled a nice pocket for the data port and a nice pocket for the Gen 2B switch, which allows it to fit flush. So that's a little bit of what the process of what we have to do to mill it. Most of your new batteries do the same thing. We mill it, and that lets us know if you need a data port, we'll add it. If you don't need it, when we don't, then we won't add it. So customization aspect of that is there. So we're gonna go ahead and get the Gen 2B switch installed. We'll go ahead and get the data port installed, unmount this, and then they have 2 batteries, so we'll do the other one later. But just kind of showing the process of what all it takes to set these batteries up or upgrade them. Okay. All right. So let's see where we are. So we've updated the lid. We've installed the data port. We've installed the Gen 2B switch. As you can see, it fits nicely. We have modified the active balancer, added the activation wire. That's going to help us let us set the active balancer mode by the switch. We already have the new BMS on. Here's our case. Let's start reassembly, and basically we should have this basically wrapped up in a few minutes. So we're going to start off by putting this one on, connecting the active balancer port on there, and then we're going to get to the BMS. So we'll just sort of show you as things progress. All right, so we are moving right along. We got the BMS back on. The new Bluetooth, the new blue wire is on here. We'll attach the new black wire in a second. The red wire stays the same. We got the heater port on here. This will attach to the negative of the lid. And yeah, we should start being able to put the lid on any minute now. So this upgrade should basically be complete. All right, so we're about to finish everything up. We've got the wires attached. Everything is organized. We'll put a little bit of sort of Velcro wrap in a minute to secure these wires so they don't dangle out. But other than that, everything is fine. All the wires are routed. So yeah, that should be a wrap, and we'll just sort of button it up and close the lid, and then we'll upload the latest firmware on this version 3 BMS. And I think they want us to do a capacity test, so we'll charge up the battery 100% and do a capacity test and show them the online report. But other than that, I think everything, for the most part, is going to be done. One more thing before we install it, we're going to go ahead and install a rubber strip. Some of the early 300 HPs did not have it, so this should add additional moisture prevention. So we'll add this all around the perimeter. It's an adhesive rubber strip. So that's going to increase, like I said, a little bit of resistance on the lid, but it's actually good because it'll have a nicer, tighter fit. So we'll install this next. All right, the rubber strip is installed. As you can see, it fits perfectly. And now let's put the lid on and basically finish this thing up. Okay, and there you go, fully upgraded. We checked the Gen 2B switch. Gen 2B switch is fine. To the data port is responding. And yeah, there you go. 3-year-old battery upgraded. Not too bad. Alright, so we already started this one charged first, so we started a discharge test on this one, and it's been running for about an hour and a half. Now this one just got charged. Let's start the test on this one. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go on this, turn our load on. It's going to be a 60 amp load. Okay. Alright, so there you go. 60 amps being charged on that one, and 60 amps being discharged on that one. Both our little testers are running. So, yeah, the upgraded batteries can be done. Is it economical, feasible? Maybe, maybe not. If you need us, it's probably better for us just to send you a replacement lid and a new BMS and let you guys just upgrade your batteries that way. So if you need to, just give us a call or shoot us an email. We'll let you know when it's going to happen. But that's going to be the end of the video. We're going to send the results to the customer, and I'm pretty sure it'll still pass. But, you know, that's sort of the upgrade process. All right, thanks.